Welcome back, America. We're here with our friend, Professor Jonathan Turley, Fox News contributor, George Washington University law professor extraordinaire. What's extraordinary is he's still there, to be honest with you. Thank God for those tenure rules. In any event, Jonathan, you saw Fauci hour after hour pleading the fifth. His lawyer told him what to say. I've seen this before. You've seen this before. You've probably counseled people to do this from time to time. First of all, to be clear, putting Fauci aside, the Fifth Amendment and the right to assert it is a constitutional right for all citizens, correct?
That's right. And we have to distinguish whether you have a right to do something and whether it's the right thing to do. He has a right to invoke the privilege, but I don't believe it was the right thing for him to do. Over 1.2 million people died during his period of leadership. They deserve answers to these contradictions, and he refused to give them, even though he testified earlier in a more vulnerable state. He has a pardon now, which arguably is going to give him more protection than he had previously. He was always at risk of a perjury charge. And so I think that it was the wrong thing to do, and I thought it was a great insult to the millions of people that lost loved ones during the pandemic.
Let me ask you this. He has a pardon. Does this pardon protect him? And so he should have gone ahead and testified anyway?
You know, that's a tougher question. And I do think he probably has the advantage if it goes to court, because the courts will ask, is there any lingering potential criminal liability on the state or federal level? I think most judges are going to take a very broad view of that and say, yeah, it is possible, and therefore he can still invoke the privilege. But that is not a settled question. And Chairman Paul, at the very end, asked a series of questions that will probably be the focus of any litigation. Those questions began with his statement that I'm confining this to the period of your pardon. And so courts are going to look at those questions first and foremost, because Paul was not asking him to make any statements beyond the period in which he is immunized through the pardon.
Let me ask you this. He did make an opening statement, and there's debates over whether making an opening statement undermines the notion that he can assert his Fifth Amendment privilege. But my question to you on that is that true, or does it depend on what the opening statement says? How does that work?
Yeah, it's another murky area, Mark, because he had not been asked a question, and when he was asked a question, he invoked. This is the Lois Lerner problem. That was the prior witness that had this issue come up, and a contempt citation by Congress that was forwarded to the Department of Justice. But some courts will say, well, look, when you asked him a question, that's when he needed to invoke the privilege, and he did. So there is an open question. Is that a waiver, or is it not? But courts tend to be more generous towards witnesses on these questions.
Put Fauci aside. Let's say somebody is subpoenaed to testify, so it's somewhat hostile to begin with, and they know that they perhaps have done something wrong, and they don't really want to testify. And just from the very beginning, they plead the fifth over and over and over and over again. Could this become a pattern for witnesses, particularly potentially hostile witnesses, problematic for Congress's legislative oversight?
Oh, I think it can, Mark. And I think that this was, frankly, a calculation by Fauci and his lawyers, including that performative moment when his lawyer effectively forced Chairman Paul to remove him from the room. I mean, it was completely unnecessary, but they wanted those optics. But I think in this environment that we're in, a portion of this country really is going to justify anything that Fauci did because they dislike Congress, they dislike the administration, they know that. And other witnesses are likely to use the privilege as well. For others, he looked like crazy Joe Gallo without the sunglasses. I mean, so it depends on what were your views going into the hearing. But, you know, at the end of the day, the question is what the judgment of history is going to be on this guy. You know, as an academic, I've written before that for years that my criticism of Fauci has been that he was in the most visible position as an academic or researcher in the country. And during this period, there were brave scientists that put their careers at stake in order to say that he was wrong and that these policies were going to be harmful. They were vindicated in many of their views, but they didn't get bobbleheads and celebrity visits that he details in the diary. They got fired or they were banned from social media. Those are the real heroes of this story.
We'll be right back.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.